All right, I got interrupted on that last problem, so please forgive me. We're going to have the mid segment here and our side that's parallel to it. So I'm going to double it to get that side. So I get 2 times the quantity n plus 14 equals 3n plus 12. Make sure you distribute. I do the arrows so I make sure I don't forget. I get 2n plus 28 is equal to 3n plus 12. Subtract 2n. N is going to equal 16. That's the value of n. Now, there is an OR method to do this. You can do it this way also. Or I can use the fact that if I have 3n plus 12 here, half of that is equal to n plus 14. So I could also do this way. 1/2 of 3n plus 12 is equal to n plus 14. But what I know, if I use this method, is I'm going to have fractions and stuff I work with. This one allows me not to work with fractions, so it kind of saves me some time. All right, let's look at the next one here. On number 5, it says triangle XYZ is the mid-segment triangle of triangle WUV. What is the perimeter of triangle XYZ? Now, first of all, this means all of these segments are midpoints, and so those are all mid-segments. So they're all parallel to a side, and they're always half the length. Now they want to know what perimeter is. What's the perimeter of the small little mid-segment triangle? Well, if I know length of sides, I should be able to get that. So let's go ahead and start looking for the missing sides. Now, one thing I know is that VW is 8 total because they're congruent segments. It's going to be parallel to segment XZ, which means XZ is half the length of the side it's parallel to. So half of 8, which is 4. So I know that one right away is 4. Now I do the same process for XY. When I have XY, it's going to be parallel and half the length of segment UW. So I'm going to go 1/2 of 9. And I think for most of you, it's better if if we say 9 over 2, you say it's 4.5. Now you'll see why in just a second for mid-segment. Then I already know the length of segment ZY. It's 3. Now remember what perimeter is. Perimeter is when you add the length of all the sides together. That one was 4.5, so let me plug it in. So perimeter is going to be 4 plus 3 plus 4.5. Now guys, I want you to think about this. 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 4 is 11. That's going to be 11.5. Now, if we were being technical, we would say units, because we don't know if it's in centimeters, meters, or whatever. All right, last question. Identify a pair of parallel segments. When you're working with it, remember you can't have parallel segments unless they go through midpoints, okay? Are all of these points midpoints? And if they are, I'm just going to mark them bigger with dots. Now, which one are they going to be parallel to? XZ has to be parallel to what? VW, the one that it's working with, the one it doesn't touch. So we know segment XZ is parallel to segment VW. Notice I'm marking parallel lines all the time for that reason, so we can identify these. What would XY have to go with? Segment XY is going to be parallel to the whole side UW. Also, I'm going to use the next one here. I'm going to go ZY. Segment ZY is going to be parallel to which side? UV. Hopefully this helps you guys get these and we can use mid-segment, but remember two things. Remember for mid-segments. Number 1, parallel to the third side of the triangle, okay? And second thing you need to remember, half the length of the third side, the one that it doesn't touch. The third side is the side it doesn't touch. All right, guys, I hope that helps you with your homework.